right now this year has kind of been interesting, right? We're seeing so many bullish narratives for Bitcoin. We're seeing the Bitcoin treasury companies, obviously. We're seeing favorable government regulations, specifically here in the United States. Yet it feels like despite all of this positive momentum, Bitcoin feels a little underpriced right now. So as two guys who have the inside slant on what's going on, what do you think is the next big catalyst we're waiting for to see that next big leg up? Is it the government coming out and say, hey, we're actively acquiring Bitcoin? Is it maybe a popular like Fortune 5 company saying they're actively going to start acquiring Bitcoin? What do you think it's going to take till we see that next big like mania level take hold? Because I feel like we haven't really seen it the way I would have expected given all the news this particular cycle.
Yeah, I'll get a little philosophical on this one as I was earlier. Uh, I think you get to the point after seeing, when it pops and why it pops, or why it goes down and when it goes down, and you're trying to correlate it to some news story, and you rarely can. This comes back to the cycles and how maybe the same way that we can't affect gravity, we can't affect the price of Bitcoin. And so we always want to say, what's it going to take to move the price? Well, the supply is not affected by anything. Another block is mined every approximately 10 minutes. Nothing changes that. So you're not really asking about Bitcoin. You're asking about the denominator. You're asking about the dollar and what's going to weaken the dollar more. I think that's the big question. What's going to weaken the dollar to the point where the shorts can't hold on anymore? To the point where more corporations are saying my ice cube is melting, my T-bills aren't worth crap. And so it's not about who's investing in Bitcoin because that's like a reaction to Bitcoin. It's what's causing currencies worldwide to fail. You go to Buenos Aires, they get it. It was less than 6 months
Yeah.
ago that the Argentinian peso hit 100 million pesos per Bitcoin, 1 peso per sat. And now it's at 125, 125 million. And so if you're in Buenos Aires, this isn't anything to even think about. It just makes sense. The dollar's a lot tougher because people have been able to hold on. So to reframe your question is, what's going to be the next problem? What's going to be the next trigger that's going to have people lose faith in the dollar that they're going to fly to Bitcoin? And I could come up with a dozen things, but they're all conspiracy theories, and I only do that over beers.
Fair enough. Those are all good points. Good points indeed. Well, gentlemen, we're coming to the end of our time here today. But before we go, we're going to play a quick game. This is something we play with all of our guests here, okay? As we know, a big part of this ecosystem are the crazy price predictions. We're always hearing thrown out left, right, 1 million by the end of this year, 250, what have you. We've been taking the end of year predictions. This is all for fun, not financial advice of all of our guests. Whoever wins, I'm going to send a Roxom Patagonia vest to at the end of the year. We have a leaderboard. I don't know if it's physically ready to put up on air yet, but it's got some nice names up there, and we want to add the two of you to that list. So right now, we're at about 112 per Bitcoin. By the end of 2025, Tim, Ed, what do you think you expect the price of Bitcoin to be at by that time? It's like Price is Right. So I want one number, whatever you think, just for fun and games. Tim, start us off.
327,000.
Ooh, 327. That's spicy. I like it. Ed, what are you thinking?
I'm going to go with, by the way, I'm going to shill a website that I stumbled across. It's called proofofprice.com. It's really cool. They're basically
Oh,
doing this. They're taking anytime someone on Twitter comes up with a price prediction, they log it and they put it on the graphs and everything. It's pretty cool. Check it out sometime, Proof
oh,
of Price. But
yeah.
I'm going to go with 212,121. That's 21, 21,
I
21,
like
right?
it. I
Yeah,
like it. A man of symbolism.
212,121.
I appreciate that. That
Yeah.
seems to be popular in the Bitcoin treasury space too. They're always doing like these symbolic number buys all the time. I love it.
Yeah, I see that he pulled
Now,
up the
before we
proof
let
of
you,
price there.
good.
Can you bring that to the main screen for a second? Let's
Yeah, I
see.
think they're getting it up here for us right now. Let's see if we can bring that up to show the viewers at home. Here we go. Okay, that's fun.
Score.
We'll have to
Can
check
you
that out.
click on that button there and it'll, yeah. So then over on the right, you've got the different
Oh,
predictions with a link to Twitter and stuff. And yeah, it's pretty cool. Accountability, I think, is what's important, right? What you're doing right here is awarding a prize to whoever's right, but we should also be going back and saying, hey, these people were really wrong. You know?
Right. No, absolutely. Absolutely. We preface it
Yeah.
that it's all in good fun. But if people are looking to get the real signal out there and get from the horse's mouth, again, you guys have this conference coming up. One more time, let our audience know. When is it? Where can they get their tickets? Who's going to be there? And why should they go? Real quick. Ed, why don't you lead us
September
off?
17th, September 17th, 10 a.m. at Levon Midtown in New York City, the Bitcoin Treasuries Unconference NYC. You can get your tickets at bitcointreasuries.media. Use coupon code ROXOM for 21% off of your ticket. We'll also be having a post party at PubKey. You can only get into that post party with a Bitcoin Treasuries Conference Unconference wristband. The party on the 16th, the night before, will be open to the general public. It will be a mess. There will be people drinking Pabst Blue Ribbon in the street in New York City, which I've been told is not that uncommon. But this is going to be one of those events where you want, much like Bitcoin 21, where you want to say, I was in the room when that happened.